Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we are diving into a massive update for anyone trading on Cardano. We're talking about ADAM's Perpetuals Mode 2.0, which has been nicknamed the Sniper Update. So what's all this sniper talk about? Well, let's get into it. But first, let me ask you something I think a lot of you can relate to. Are trading fees eating your profits alive? If you're running any kind of automated strategy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's the sneaky problem that can take a winning strategy and just flip it into a loser. And that's precisely what this update is here to tackle. So to really get why this sniper update is such a game changer, we gotta look back at the problem it's solving. Let's talk about what we'll call the churn and burn era of the old bot. The original ADAM bot was, well, it was always busy, constantly firing off trades, making moves. But all that action, it created a mountain of transactions. And here's the kicker. Once you added up all those on-chain fees, the profits, poof, they just disappeared. And you know what? The community was all over it. This quote from a user just hits the nail on the head. I mean, why in the world would you pay a fixed fee on-chain for a tiny, barely there adjustment? It just doesn't make sense. And the devs, they heard this loud and clear. When they dove into the data, the numbers told the exact same story. The logs basically confirmed what everyone was feeling in their gut. There were way too many tiny little updates to stop loss and take profit levels, and every single one cost money. The system was doing these smart things, right? But those moves just couldn't survive the knockout punch of the network's fixed costs. The result? A ton of churn, a ton of activity for basically zero net profit. The strategy was literally cannibalizing itself with fees. Okay, so that was the problem. A pretty big one. Now let's talk about the solution, which is really a whole new way of thinking. The team decided to morph the bot from this frantic, hyperactive scalper into a patient, calculating sniper. And this slide, man, it lays it out perfectly. The old scalper, high frequency, tiny margins, which made it a sitting duck for fees. It was all about maximizing activity. The new sniper, totally different beast. It's all about intentional, high conviction moves. It's built from the ground up to be fee-aware, sizing up positions based on real, calculated dollar risk, not just vibes. The goal isn't just to be busy anymore, it's to maximize survivable profit. Huge difference. This quote right here is the soul of the new machine. Positions are sized in dollars at risk, not vibes. It's a massive shift away from that speculative, throw spaghetti at the wall kind of approach. This is the difference between, just gambling and executing a professional, precision-based strategy. So how do you turn a bot into a sniper? Well, it all starts under the hood. Let's pop the hood and take a look at the new USD risk engine that's powering this whole strategic shift. So what the heck is a USD-native risk engine? It's actually pretty simple. It just means the bot stops thinking in these abstract percentages or token amounts and starts speaking the language we all understand, real dollars. Every single decision it makes is calculated based on its actual dollar value and the real risk involved. And this engine runs on a really strict set of rules. Think of them as non-negotiable principles. It's all designed to protect your capital, right? Managing risk on every single trade and across your entire portfolio. It makes sure every move is deliberate and precise, right down to the nitty-gritty details of the transaction. All right, next up. It's not just about what the bot does. It's also about what it stops doing. This update introduces some really smart guardrails, and this is key. It deliberately slows the bot down. It's like putting a wise, thoughtful brain in charge of a lightning-fast hand. 2%, just 2%. Burn this number into your brain. It's a simple but incredibly powerful new safety rule that completely changes the game. This is what we're calling the global safety rail. The system now actually calculates the total fixed fees for both opening and closing a trade. And if those fees add up to more than 2% of that trade's total value, nope, the trade is blocked, period. This is huge because it stops the bot from even entering positions that are starting from behind, already kneecapped by costs. And the logic is just beautifully simple. Step 1, calculate the total fee percentage. Step 2, check, is it over that 2% line? And step 3, decide. If it is, block it. If not, it's good to go. It's a simple, but man, it's a powerful shield that protects your capital from being bled dry by 1,000 tiny cuts. Okay, now for what is arguably the biggest change of them all. This one directly tackles that community feedback we talked about, all those tiny, expensive tweaks. Position updates, those constant little adjustments, are now heavily, heavily restricted. In fact, for most people, they're just turned off by default now. And even if you're an advanced user and you turn them on, the system is like a bouncer at an exclusive club. It's incredibly strict. An update only gets through the door if it passes a whole bunch of tough checks. It's looking at time, how many updates have already happened, and most importantly, does this change actually provide a real material benefit that's worth more than the fee? If it's not a clear win, it's not happening.
But, and this is a critical but, there is one massive exception to all these new rules. This quote says it all. Fee savings never trump, don't get liquidated. That's the prime directive. If the bot sees you're getting close to liquidation or you're in a really deep drawdown, forget the rules. The engine has permission to bypass all those throttles to save your skin. Survival is and always will be priority number one.
Okay, so we've been through the problem, we've looked at all the cool tech solutions, but what does this actually feel like for you, the person running the bot? The new experience is going to feel, well, a lot quieter, calmer. You can expect way fewer actions, fewer notifications buzzing your phone. But here's the thing, you'll know that every single action you do see is more intentional and it's backed by a solid high-conviction reason. You'll feel way less of that fee ruggedness, that feeling of your profits just getting siphoned away by fees. And, this is just as important, the logs are now way clearer about why the bot chose not to trade. And sometimes that's the most valuable insight of all. This really brings us back to the core of it all. The goal has completely changed. It's not about maximizing activity anymore. That's a vanity metric. The new goal is to maximize survivable, repeatable profit, and to do it in a real-world environment where fees are a major player. This quote just wraps up the entire update perfectly. Stronger rails, slower hands, smarter risk. That's it. That's the new direction. It's a whole philosophy about building a tougher, more intelligent, and ultimately, a more profitable system that's built to last. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. This whole update is really built on an idea that kind of goes against the grain. In the world of automated trading where everything is about being faster and faster, could it be that less activity is actually the key to more profit? It's a really powerful idea to think about. Thanks so much for joining us to break this all down.